What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Connect podcast. We're joining you again today here from Anthony's office in beautiful Chula Vista. I have myself, Clinton. I'm the broker and owner of Connect Realty. Been doing real estate here in San Diego for 12 years. And what I want to accomplish with this podcast is connecting with more people, sharing what's going on in the real estate market, and being able to bring on other small businesses, local businesses, and give them a platform to meet, tell them about their business, and that's pretty much what I want to do. Also, it gives me a place to like get things off my chest, and talk, and I think we do this really well every Wednesday when we run the stairs, right? Having that mastermind meeting and just letting your thoughts flow, it really. It's something I enjoy, and that's why I wanted to continue to do the podcast, whether it was, with the Connect team or now with you guys. So you guys want to do an intro? Whoever wants to go first?
I'll start it out. So I'm Anthony Nicholas with Global Tax 360, Armor Crest Insurance, and a School of Financial. And then
you got like all these titles, like seven businesses.
I got great, man.
He's a Swiss Army businessman.
I don't recommend it. It's easy to focus on one and make them flow, but we'll go into details of that later.
And then I am the super lender. So I do mortgage loans, all type of loans, USDA, FHAs, VAs, investment loans, all types of loans, first-time home buyers, down payment assistance programs. So I was born in San Diego, and I was also raised in San Diego. So that's pretty much me.
Yeah, and we all have this connection. I mean, me and Cesar go back further because we closed the deal, what was that, like 6 years ago now? When we did our first deal together. And but no, our more recent connection is from running the stairs and holding yourself accountable. Yeah, right? We stay consistent. We've showed up every day this year, and last year was, pretty much every Wednesday of the year we showed up for each other. And going back to last week's episode that nobody heard, right? We talked about consistency and how that has helped us in all aspects of our life, right? And bringing that into this room is why I wanted to do the podcast with you guys, because we know that we could hold each other accountable, and not only that, but we show up consistently week after week for each other on Wednesdays. Showing up every other week for a podcast on Friday, or maybe we have it every week for a podcast on Friday. We know it's something that we could get done, but what are your guys' thoughts?
We talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and same thing is staying consistent. And we talked about it for a couple of weeks, actually. And then one day we just decided, all right, put it on the calendar, send the invitations. And ever since then, we kind of held each other accountable. So that's one thing I'm working on, is I'm making sure, in order for me to stay consistent, I put it somewhere where I have a reminder to make sure that it gets done. That's helping me stay consistent.
I think I like how this is growing. I like how now the challenge is to see, like, we're upping the consistency with a harder challenge. We're like, all right, you want to do 75 hard? It's like, I think we can do it. Let's do it.
Well, the craziest thing about that is, like, on podcasts, right? Like, most podcasts don't make it past like the third episode. So with Connect Podcast, we actually did like the whole year. We had like 27 episodes. So we were doing one a week. Some of them wouldn't be the greatest content, but we were doing them, right? And I think that's what you have to get with a podcast, at least from what I've seen of like people that do podcasts that are popular, is you have to be consistent on them. And you have to keep going and keep doing them, because number one, you're going to get better. Number two, your content is going to get better. And number three, like, you're doing it regardless if it's good or not. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's podcast didn't start off the Joe Rogan podcast, right? Like, even if you go back and look at his first episodes, like, probably not that great. But knowing that we show up for each other every week definitely gives me a good feeling about this being able to be successful. And what do you guys what do you want to take away from the podcast, or what do you want to give people?
What do I want to take away? I don't know if I necessarily want to take. I just want to, for me, it's like you said earlier, it's a creative outlet. It's like something great happens out of it, awesome. But it's like, it's cool just to sit down, have this conversation. We have really cool conversations. We run stairs on Wednesday when we're getting coffee, talking about this, talking about life, business, whatever it is. So it's just like, the way I see it is just a creative outlet, and really just pushing myself more on the creative side. To be consistent with something creative, I don't think I've ever really tried to do it.
Yeah. I mean, even last week you made that, your assistant made that clip. Like it was really cool. Like we could definitely evolve that. You know what I mean? Like that was from like a low audio, bad video. Like we were literally recording with our phones. Like we could upgrade, right? And we could get better. And I think that's one thing that I want to do is like learn the technology of it, be able to have the production. It's all a learning curve, and we're gonna put out the content. And if you guys like it, hope you could like follow along. Remember to hit that subscribe button.
There you go.
Dropping this on YouTube and all major platforms. Actually, when we started the podcast, was one of the hardest things to figure out. Like, how do we distribute this and get it on all the, everything? We had to like literally sign up for everything and figure all that out. Which is actually we got that locked in now. So, you want to jump into some of the questions that you had?
So I just had
networking event.
Yeah, I just had my networking event yesterday, and I got to interview a bunch of contractors, and it was really cool just walking them down the story. So, how'd you get started in real estate?
Oh man, my real estate story has a lot to. I have a lot to owe to my wife, I think, for that. I was in real estate, but I was on the default mortgage banking side. I worked for JP Morgan Chase in Rancho Bernardo, and long story short, they closed our office. That job was miserable. They offered me the same job in Dallas. I didn't want to go to Dallas. Born and raised in San Diego. Why leave this place for a job you don't want? I took my severance from that job, and I actually went to go stay with a good friend of mine in Switzerland while he was getting his PhD. I went over there, traveled around for a while. I came back, and when I came back, I met my wife, and she was doing property management. I had already been like thinking going the real estate route, and it just pushed me more like I'm gonna go get my license and get this done. And I mean the rest is history. Like I fell in love with real estate, like helping people get into houses and building, and the entrepreneurial mindset that you have to have as a real estate agent. I've always wanted to own my own business. Like I went to school for business. I never knew what my business was going to be. At one point in time, I thought it was going to be like a motorcycle mechanic or, whatever it was. But I always knew I wanted to work for myself. So that's the one thing, and there's many things in real estate, but that's one of the major things in real estate that I fell in love with and had led me down this path. It's because it allows me to be my own boss and really be an entrepreneur, right? Like there's other aspects of real estate, investing or doing loans or whatever it is. You could find your niche, or you could be in all kinds of different things, right? And owning a business is something I've always wanted to do. So to answer your question, my wife was doing property management, and at that time I was like, this is perfect. Like I want to do real estate, and the rest is history. Like I've just been doing real estate since then.
Closing deals.
Yeah, closing deals. I fell in love with it, man. Like this something that it's my life now. Like my life revolves around selling houses or meeting with clients, and even my daughter, like she loves going to make videos and like doing walkthrough videos with me and stuff. So it's really part of our life. My wife has continued doing the property management side, and we're growing that again. It's hard like having the babies. We got like little breaks in between, but we're building up that side. We're doing the Airbnb. So a lot of people know already. We have the Airbnb here in Chula Vista. We have another one that's in Normal Heights that we manage. We're actually going to add another one in Normal Heights pretty soon. So yeah, I mean, the thing I love about real estate is your possibilities are endless. It's all up to you and how much work you put in. And literally there's 1,000 ways to make money in it. It could come down to, you finding your passion for a certain thing, right? I was talking to an agent yesterday actually about, he's a new agent, and he's like, what do you suggest me doing? And I was like, well, try everything. Because then eventually you're going to find something in real estate that you like doing. And then you could put your focus into that. And I think that's anything in life, right? Like, if you want to do real estate, like there's so many different things you could do, and you could get lost trying to do it all. But if you put a focus onto one thing, then you're going to be the expert in that field.
Makes sense. Try it all, find out what you like, and then dive into it more.
Yeah.
That's the aspect where becoming a professional, where they say to become a master in something or professional, it's like 10,000 hours.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think you're going through it right now, right? Like you have all of these job titles and all of these things, and you're figuring out like what you really like to do about it or in that business.
Cesar, how'd you get into lending?
With me, as my background is actually banking. I used to be a branch manager to some local Wells Fargo's. I worked at the company, I think 9, 10 years, and I was at 10 different branches. So I got to meet a lot of different demographics for the banks. Then from there is I went to a networking event and somebody was talking about owning real estate. Like I've never thought about owning real estate. So I bought my first property using my 401k and I was like, man, this is easy. And then from there, I went back to the same person that helped me, and I kind of told him like, "Hey, so what do I need to do to buy more?" And he's like, "It's easy." So he gave me an action plan, and then from there, I bought more property. And then after my Wells Fargo career, I went over to a local credit union, San Diego County Credit Union, and I worked there for like 3, 4 years. And I already had some knowledge of how the mortgages work because I've done it myself. But at the credit unions, you actually take the applications yourself. So for the mortgage applications at Wells Fargo, it wasn't like that. So I started taking more and more applications for mortgages, and then I ended up buying another property when I was there. And I went back to the person that was helping me, and I told him like, "Hey, I really like what you do. What do I need to do to be in your shoes?" And he gave me an action plan. I took the course, I took the test, and then I believe I took the leap of faith in 2021 during the COVID times. And I left the banking industry. I was managing big groups, and I just wanted to become an individual contributor. I just wanted to help people get mortgages and eventually get more mortgages myself. And like Clint was saying, is first I gained up some properties. I started doing property manager myself because I didn't want to pay anybody. I took a few losses, definitely some learning experiences. And then right now is I'm branching into gaining more properties, but this time I want to start flipping properties myself. Hopefully some of the partners, I mean, if you guys are interested, let me know. And that's what I'm looking into doing now. I don't want to manage more properties. I just want to get the property and flip it. No more managing for me.
And mortgages. So you were already taking the application, so it was just a natural flow.
Yeah.
So you were like, I can do this.
Yeah, because at the bank I learned a little bit of everything. I learned how to do business accounts, investments, credit, and mortgages, but I felt like the mortgages were more rewarding because when people get the keys, like you can see in their smile, you can see it's like a huge achievement. So I definitely like you feel that energy when you're there. Like, man, I really helped this family get here. Like that's so cool that I'm able to do that.
But yeah, I mean, from my standpoint, like I was in the default side, so I see the foreclosures, evictions, everything, right? So
the dark side.
We would have people calling us like, you know, sad to say, but like begging, like, please don't take my house this month. And I'm like, I don't know, like, you know, I'm just here working, which was like a depressing and dark side, like you said, dark side. And now I have the ability to like change someone's lives. Like, you know, like most of the people I've helped throughout the years, and we went through like a blast off of property value, right? So most of the people I've helped, even especially in like the early time of my career in real estate, have made hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know, I've literally made their family wealthy.
Their wealth.
Yeah, I've helped build their wealth, right? And that's something that, you know, is priceless. A priceless feeling, but also like, you know, as like they become your family, your friends, like your inner circle because of how much you appreciate each other, right? Number one, they trusted in me, and number two, like I helped them build something that they never had, right? They never thought they'd have, and that's like the best feeling in the world. I'm sure that Caesar's felt that too. It's crazy because when we met, it's actually one of my good friends, Jesse. I went to Southwestern College with him, and we met, and I was like, yeah, you like this is the situation. This is like the rundown of the process of how you buy a house. And I was like, first we gotta get you with a lender. He's like, I got one, and he's like, it's the super lender, Caesar. And I was like, all right, cool, let's run with that. Like, you know, I'm never been the kind of real estate agent to like push somebody into like a lender, because if you have a relationship with somebody already, like, why take them away? But yeah, Jesse's my boy. Shout out to Jesse. we made that happen, and we
Yeah.
got them a house in Temecula. That was 6 years ago.
Yeah, about 6 years ago.
6 years ago, we sold that house.
Yeah.
It helped Diamond repurchase, and
Yeah.
hopefully soon we're gonna have Jesse on a repurchase too.
Yes. And it's funny you said that, because when I first started my career, I was making more videos, and that's how I actually met Jesse. He reached out to me on one of my platforms. I had no
Super
idea
Legend
who- yeah,
videos.
I had no idea who it was. I mean, we hit it off. We did an appointment. He came in. I gave him all the information. I treat every client as if it was me doing the purchase, because I want to make sure they're informed. They have all the options. And I talked to Jesse, and he told me, like, I already have a realtor, which he mentioned it was you. And I was like, oh, I actually know him. So I was like, all right, well, yeah, let's move on with the process.
Yeah.
And we ended up helping them together. So that was definitely rewarding, especially because it came from one of my social medias. Like, it's cool that people actually follow me and they pay attention to our videos. So definitely, if you guys have any feedback for us,
We need
just
more
let us
videos.
know.
We need more Super Legend videos.
I'm working on it.
Cesar
I'm
used to
committing.
put out like the most informative videos and like getting all the
Yeah.
new like first time buyers and everything, all the programs. And I think that really helped with Jesse. We went way back. We went to Southwestern College together, and having those loyal clients, it means everything to me, right? Like, that's my whole business. Is 95% of my business is referral based, right? And so, Jesse, my brother. So shout out to Jesse, shout out to Diamond. Appreciate you guys. But how about you answer the question now?
What got me to taxes?
Yeah, taxes, insurance, networking events.
Swiss Army Anthony.
Dude, like it was. I was a bartender before. That's what's crazy. It was a bartender. I went to school for engineering, so I'm very technical. I like math. I was actually a cubicle, but working in cubicles, and I was doing all the audits. It was terrible. It was burning me out. I would show up first shift, second shift, third shift, look at the aluminum parts, go teach all the workers what to look for. And then I just remember I was like, if this is engineering, I'm out. And it was manufacturing engineering, so I was probably at the wrong internship. I probably would have found something more exciting. But I was always into numbers, and moved back from Kentucky to San Diego, just bartending, and I started going to Southwestern College and was a professor. So it started the whole finance career. It's actually, I started in mortgages. So I was in mortgages, but the way I was always selling the mortgages, I was talking about the money, the interest. I was like, if I was getting them to do a cash out refi, I was like paying off all their debts. It was like, and I would have them send me their statements on their cars.
Because you had your NMLS license, right?
Yeah. It was like a national one. So when you work for a national bank, so you're in there. So
they certify you.
Yeah, you have to go through like their internal university, whatever they want to call it. But the way I was doing the mortgages was always finance heavy. So from there, I was like, I remember a group of us got together. I was like, hey, let's put together this company where there's the real estate, there's the mortgages, and the financial advisory all tied together. It's like, let's do it. And actually, June, the realtor, was actually one of them in the business plan. I didn't even know how to do it. I was Googling how to make it. So we all had lunch one day, put it together. It's like, all right, who's going to quit first? And we're all making good money. And the rates were low back then in 2020. You're just printing money at that point. It's like, well, I don't know. And I was the person who was like, all right, I'll do it. I quit on the biggest bonus, number one loan officer, went into financial advisory. How'd I get into taxes? Well, the best referrals come from the CPA. Everyone goes to you. A lot of the questions that go to your CPA should actually be going to the advisor, but you don't realize that. And especially if you have a full advisor, if it's a money manager, it's not going to be the same. So like the money managers are just going to want to put the money in the stock market. You're going to make this return. It's very almost kind of boring conversation. And then you're like, well, I want to do these other investments. So you don't want to go talk to them, but the actual financial advisor will walk you through a whole path. Like, what's wealth mean to you? It's like, whatever it means, man. You want to go buy property? Go buy one. You want to buy businesses? Let's buy you 1, 2, 3, whatever that means. And that's what I wanted to do. So I went over to advisory, got into taxes, and then me not being able to just stay in my lane. I was like, well, what do you guys do for this? I was like, let me solve this problem. What do you do over here? Let me solve this problem. And before you know it, now I'm all on the tax side.
But this is all recent for you.
Yeah.
So the advisory journey started 3 years ago. I'm going into this now, my 4th year. 3 years ago, sucked. I mean, I went from making $150,000, $200,000 a year to $20K. I was terrible. Second year, I went to a different place. I was door knocking, cold calling, $300 a day. And I had a team of agents. I got built up very quickly, but it was like only like 40, 50,000. I was like, I do not believe in these renewals right now. I was like, this can't be worth it. Met my mentor, learned how to do tax planning. he was like, you need to go make some relationships with the accountants. And then I started going around and built a relationship here. And so now I can do the taxes, but and so I see all the financials. Like I see how you're coming in with the damage done, but then I can actually fix it through the advisory and planning forward.
Got it. And so your mentor, for some reason, I thought they were one and the same, like the companies were in the same. Was he not already connected with the tax?
No, this was all me.
Oh, okay. So you
I'm the bridge. I'm actually, if my skill set would probably say is like, I talk about like where you're good at. Mine is probably connecting people. It's like oddly, that has been like my super skill set. Is like
and the crazy thing is that's always been mine. Like I've always been the best of person to connect somebody. Like they used to call me the middleman of the year.
Really?
Right? like I was the one that knew somebody that knew somebody, right? So if you needed to know Cesar, like I was the connection. And I still think I'm good at that. Right now I have so much on my plate that it's hard to be doing those connections, but I know a lot of people here in San Diego, so that's definitely helped me.
Nice.
Yeah, it's funny you said that because some of my friends call me the mayor, or the same thing is because I've worked in so many different banks. So I kind of know some local businesses, business owners, and you just call me like, oh, you know what? I actually do know somebody. So I have a Rolodex, I have it in an Excel sheet, but it's funny. Some of my people call me the mayor.
Really? The mayor? That's awesome.
But it's good to be that person, right? To have that utility and be able to be like, it's not all book smarts, right? It's a little bit of the street, right? Like you know people, it's more handshakes and connections, right? Being able to be known as somebody that's needed and that can make you an introduction it's a good, not only a good feeling, but it's a good service to offer, right? Like as a broker or real estate agent, like I know my clients can come to me and I'll help them to pretty much, and I've done this, remodel a whole house, right? Or now I'm building a whole house, right? And it's something I just want to keep adding on my skills, because when you have all those skills in house, then you have to leave, right? And then someone could feel confident going to you and knowing that you could take them from point A to point Z without any hiccups. And so like that's my journey of my business and what I want to see. I think going back to you, Anthony, is your major skill is networking, and you've seen that shine over the past, I want to say like 10 months, a year.
Literally, literally a year.
10 months, a year, and we've all seen it, and we've all seen it kind of like come to fruition. And I think maybe you're still finding yourself in what it is that your main purpose is.
Yeah. You're connecting everything. I think there's like two aspects of it, right? There's like the four connections, right? It's like there's professional, there's financial, there's personal. I think they talk about spiritual or something like that, or physical. Physical is one of them. I might be messing it up, but like I've managed to get the physical, professional, financial. Like I've been out of balance on the spiritual, personal side, and just work all the time, man. So it's like you're constantly helping people. So like I think there's an aspect of trying to balance being the connector, but then also taking care of yourself, your family, being able to take trips. So that's been something I'm learning. So it's like trying to figure out, like, is it all work or is it not? Like, the other day I was messaging back and forth with my assistant at 10 o'clock, trying to like set up an AI agent, but that's not like a one-off thing. It's an everyday thing.
Yeah.
So
it's funny you said that, because one of my first events that I attended was right here in Chula Vista, and you had the corner. It wasn't even like the whole place, the venue. Mm-hmm. And you literally outgrew the place. Like there was so many people there that we didn't fit. Like there was people outside in the backyard. And now, since you have the new venue, now it feels like you're outgrowing that spot as well. Just little by little, I've seen you grow your events.
Yeah, man. It's definitely worth, noting it. Your major skill is throwing these networking events, right?
I'm finer, probably.
Yeah, and I guess the next step is like you figuring out a way to monetize that and creating your own lane. And I think you have the idea and you're kind of doing that.
There's like two sides of it. So like, because I have some buddies at shout out at was like, he was talking to me about like construction. Like I want to meet other construction people. I just don't know where to meet them. So that's what made me start the networking group. And then I've always, it's funny because people have tried to get me to break the principle of why I made the networking group. I wanted to make it as a nonprofit. but that brings like a whole different set of things. So when I set up the group, the idea was just connect people, help. Like I don't even ask for anything ever, but what it has created for my firm, and I will be always transparent. I mean, we're doing for business, right? If I can help and make some business happen, that's awesome. It's created a lot of leads for my business, a lot of, I mean, for all the expenses I did last year to create that brand, put this global tax everywhere. All like people know about it. You're starting to see it a lot. It's paid for itself the whole year, and there's still clients. So my aspect of my business, it's relational, so they stay like it's a recurring aspect. So you might not make.
Yeah, you're building the back end of your business off of the network you're creating, which is like most people's goals with any business. You just took a different lane to it, right? Like kind of like an outside track, and now it's kind of like feeding back into your business.
I've learned throughout this whole process, I've learned even how to turn networking. Like Eventbrite creates leads for me. I don't know, like if other people just run like in my questionnaire when you're signing up just to be a part of the group, it's just like global tax is, as a part of supporting the community. Would you like a free tax consultation? People say yes. And like it happens like I get like 5 of those a week. Yeah. And the Eventbrite's hosting it for free. Like Meetup is doing it for free. Like, so people are just looking it up and then they're saying yes to wanting a free consultation.
I think looking at your situation right now, and I know this is something you're dealing with personally, is like you're spread out in too many places.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe what you do is you pick a focus on a couple of those that you really enjoy, and then you have to learn either to delegate or let go of the other ones.
Right? I do not know how to delegate. Yeah. That is like a big aspect. I think if I knew how to delegate.
I don't either. I'm a big control freak, man. That's a big problem I have.
Yeah.
And I've always had it. And that's something that I'm learning. Like right now, I want to be at my house. Like I'm not even hammering something, but I want to be there, like managing them and watching them hammer, like pick up trash or whatever it is. But it's just because like I want to have some control over it. But I have to like learn to let go and let the framers do framing. I have to let those people do it. Like I'm not gonna build the house by myself.
You have a bunch of agents, so it's like I have some staff now, so I'm starting to get the hang of it a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But still, you're way ahead of me on that scale. So like you have your quality that you have as a real estate agent, you have the brokerage as well. Your service is so much higher. When you are training other agents, I would imagine the service is nowhere near yours, or maybe some eventually grow into that level.
It's hard. That's a great question. It's hard because you have turnover. Like people naturally go and come and want to explore new options. And for me, like I've been lucky where I have like a core group of agents that have been with me since I started Connect, which is 4 years, and even before that with the other company. And I want to say like one of my biggest goals right now, and the next goal is to get an office again, because I want to start building that team unity again, having people come into the office, and you do lose that without office space. But going back to your question, yes, it's hard because you have different level of agents, right? Like we just hired yesterday another agent. He's brand new. He's very smart. He's an older gentleman, but he could kill it in this business if he has the right guidance. And it's a lot of pressure that comes down on me. Like I have to be the one that gives him the right guidance so that he succeeds, right? And not only that, but I have other agents too that are in the similar situation, right? So the thing I always tell my agents is like my phone is always on and I'll always answer it. So just call me if you need help. Call me. Like don't feel afraid, or I'll always pick up the phone and I'll give you an answer. And I think what I was trying to get at is going back into the office space and having availability, like the doors are open, come into the office if you have questions, those type of things, doing the trainings more one-on-one, like putting them in front of different situations. Yeah. I'm big on like using your utility, your network, your connections, right? So, giving them access to all of my network,
your resources,
using your resources, right? Like escrow companies, title companies, all those things, lenders, right? I see real estate different than Cesar sees real estate, and Cesar can probably come in and teach a whole class, and everybody will be like, "Oh my goodness," I think the best way to learn is boots on the ground and going and do it. I'm not a big book study person. you have to do that to pass a test, and half of that stuff you use on the in day to day, you'll never see on the test, and and vice versa, right? Half of the stuff you see on the test, you'll never use again in your real estate career. It's just to pass the test.
Yeah, and it's hard to apply it because every transaction is different. So you open up an escrow and there's all these curveballs being thrown at you. And if you don't have the experience, then you're not going to be successful. You have to learn. Every transaction is going to be different. Mm-hmm. You're going to mess up.
Even now to this day, like there's something that I learned through every transaction, and like everything is constantly changing too. Yeah. So right, like all these new rules, all these new regulations, you have to do this different. Like you're always gonna learn something in this job, and that's what keeps it fresh. Yeah. At least for me. Some people are like, that's crazy. Like it drives me nuts. But I love being able to change people's lives, and I think through real estate, everybody has the ability to change lives, and that's really what made me want to kind of continue to grow. I connect. It's never been a place where I want agents to come. Like I'm not recruiting agents, right? Like it's not something I do. But if we have a good like relationship, and I think you're a good fit, I'll let you come on. But I never wanted Connect to be a place where like I'm gouging you for money. I'm taking your commissions. I don't want you to be worried about your downline, like recruiting agencies, because if you're worried about that, are you really caring about your customers? Real estate should be all about your clients, right? Yeah. And giving your clients the best service possible. And this is something I talk to all my agents about. I want you to have that focus and not a focus worried about your paycheck or your pocket or where your desk fees are, anything like that. I don't do that. I don't charge that. There's not like set fees you pay. Yeah. I'm really in this business to help the agents that come to Connect out and succeed. A lot of agents are not put in situations from the beginning to succeed, right? You go into a big box company and they want like 50% of your commissions, or you had to pay 30% to a team lead and then 20% too. Exactly. Take all your leads. And that's not the business I'm in, or I think is a good look for our industry, The
insurance industry is very similar. It happened to me, actually. The first place I went to, bring you a list of 200 friends and family. You come in, you're like, all right, call them. And so you start calling them, that's okay. But what happens is when you're not succeeding and then you end up leaving, they still call your friends and family.
Yeah. Keep that book.
Yeah, you need to put it in our CRM. Yeah. So you're like, you don't know any better. So like you upload it and then you're gone, and all those leads, you're putting them in there.
Which you work for, right?
Yeah.
You source some of those leads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing I tell my agents, and it probably goes across the board for whatever industry you're in, is you have to go and try it out. Right? Like you have to gain the knowledge, and knowledge becomes expertise and experience, and all of that makes you more confident in your job, right? And until you have that confidence, or the reason why you don't have that confidence is because you're not experienced enough. You don't know the situation, or you don't know the plan, or you don't know what's going on. You don't know the vocabulary, right? And then that makes people nervous, and then they don't have the confidence to be like, no. This is how you do it. Like, this is how I've done it 100 times, right? All of that confidence comes from experience. And I think that goes back to whatever you do. Like, doing your first VA loan, you're probably like, oh, shoot. Like, I don't know this too well. I got to figure out this calculation and what do I submit to, But now you're like a pro at doing VA loans because you've done it so much, and now you can teach on that, right? And it's the same thing in any aspect of life. Once you have enough experience, you can teach it.
Yeah.
So you grew, you learned, and then you wanted to teach and just help other people, but you're not necessarily actively recruiting. Cesar, what's your business model? Like, what's
I'm currently working for a team. So same thing is when I get stuck, luckily I do have the support. I can reach out to my boss or to one of my peers, and they'll be able to help me. So I'm literally right now, I have my own team of processors, which is, they help me with anything I need to do. But back maybe like 2-3 years ago, I was part of a team, and we were a 4-man team, and it was a little bit different approach because we did everything. We split the we split the office. We helped each other out. So right now it's just one man team with my processors pretty much. I don't recruit. I feel like I'm right now at the point where I'm revamping my business, and eventually I might want a team. I'm not too sure because I do enjoy just not getting too many calls like Clint does.
They happen a lot, man. When I had the agents, gosh, it will happen.
Yeah, when I had a team, because I was used to it when I worked at the bank. I had a big team, so like I was always on my phone, trying to fix issues, trying to work on some of the fires. So I don't want that right now. So that's my part right now, the business. What about you?
So I can answer on different sides. So like in the insurance side is very regulated. So it's like the sides that are more regulated, it's almost like the real estate side. I should be getting a bunch of team members. I used to have a bunch of agents, and it was a bunch of cold leads, but they were leads, and I'm trying to motivate them to work it, but then they were all just commission only, 1099. I can't tell them make the phone calls.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't like it, but I also realize that is the aspect to how to turn what we do on
growth.
the growth, the agent side. Like if you want to grow as an agency and you want to make it a business, because we're self-employed, you want to turn into like an actual business where you actually can go take off and it's just working on its own. We're a people's business. I mean, we're a service. And so my chaos, while I have been very lost in the forest, I will tell you guys the overall idea was to create so many leads that I will go actually recruit people, but I won't let what happened to me. Like, give me your friends and family, and then you suck, you need to leave, and then I just keep them and keep on selling those people. I've never wanted to do that to anyone else. So my idea was, I'm gonna have all these leads. I'm gonna give them to you. You're gonna get to work them. I'm gonna take, obviously, because I spent all this money to make them. I'm gonna take a majority of it, but you're still getting to learn off of my leads, and then you can also work yours, and hopefully I can catapult them forward. And that's overall the business model. And so I'm starting to get to that point where that's probably the next steps, to be honest, where it's going to be recruiting.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing because even though, I have 12 other agents who connect now, I'm still the highest producing agent. So like, you can't teach hunger. That comes from somewhere else. I mean, maybe you could teach it a little bit, like this is how you should do it, and like this is how I do it. But in this game, we're all in like a commission-driven business, right? Like, there's no 9 to 5. There's no clocking in, clocking out. There's no steady paychecks that I receive. Like, I'm not collecting a W-2 from anybody, Yeah. So like, if I don't sell a house, I fail, right? And
I think it also has something to do with like your stages in life. Is because I remember when I worked at the bank. Single dad, I had my son. So compared to other people that were my age, they didn't have kids. So I didn't really get an opportunity to like, oh, well, I don't really care. I had to go in there every day and hustle because I needed to make sure that I was producing for my son. Now I'm married, so my family grew. So same thing is I teach people, I get people reach out to me like, hey, I want to do what you're doing. And I show them how to do it. And some people, the younger people that don't have families, they don't have a mortgage, they're like, oh, okay, they do it once in a while. They'll do it. They'll close one deal and then they won't call me for a couple of weeks. But me is like every day I have to show up. I don't really get a day off like other people do.
Yeah, man, you guys all know.
Yeah.
It's a hustle, right? If I don't produce, I'm dead in the water. I have bills hanging over my head and 3 kids at home and a wife. So it's a lot of pressure, Yeah. And I guess my thought of growing Connect is maybe it's for myself, but I've always wanted just to help other people, and real estate has given me the opportunity, and I'm in love with that. Like, I love being able to help people achieve their goals and their dreams, and through real estate I've been able to achieve mine, and I mean, at least as to now, right? Like, there's still so much I want to accomplish. I think that's you want to say yours? Like, what's your commission base?
The insurance advisory is commission based. The tax side is revenue based. I mean, overall, it's the same thing, right? If you're not selling, you're not producing. But the tax office, man, it's an animal, and it's a whole different thing. So you are in charge of the pricing. You could sell something and just lose money on it from the get go.
Yeah.
The invoicing, the paper, everything's on you. So that's a whole nother layer. So it's it's been the best thing I could say, because I've been talking to you guys, it's like I've been realizing how many problems there is, and so it's like I've been reaching out to. Luckily, I just have great connections. I met some great people, so I can talk to all you guys. So it's like now I got a little like unmotivated, but I like just not being able to go my full 100%. I probably dialed it back. I've been like at 30-40% of my normal or input or the output, but I'm starting to ramp up again. And now it's like I'm realizing it's like you just got to tackle one little problem at a time. And I'm starting to learn how. Like,
it gets overwhelming.
Yeah, you start realizing like, oh my gosh, like I thought I was. So I'm on this 4-year journey, but I really have only been with the tax partnership for 1 year. So let's just say 1 year. And so I was like, in my mind, I thought I saw the finish line. It's like it's about to just explode. But then there's other bottlenecks like now for I can bring in clients like crazy, but if I can't service them right, I'm gonna look bad. So I can't.
Yeah, you have to have like the whole machine running and fluid and oil and grease and filters changed.
and you're the only person responsible for like each step, right?
Yeah.
Like we all have this the follow up systems. I'm god awful at it. So I'm very good at getting the appointment in the first call, because if I have to follow up 5 to 12 times, you're going to get the sell.
Yeah.
I struggle with that. And that's why I've been talking to you about like, what do you do? How do you remember to follow up with them?
Just put it on your calendar.
Put it on the calendar.
Put it on the calendar.
Reminders.
Your phone has reminders. Your phone has notes.
Reminders.
I mean, unfortunately, there's so much stuff going on in my life. Sometimes I do forget. But like the way I was telling you guys is if it's on my calendar, it's going to show up. It's going to remind me, so I just do it.
Isn't it crazy though? Like we're all in a similar situation where, we're in these businesses where it's our job to bug people to do it, to put them in better situations.
Yeah.
And once I do it though, then they're happy.
Yeah, and once they do it, like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, this is life changing.
Yeah.
But it's like, we've been trying to do this for the last 3 years. Like if people just say yes the first time and then do what they're supposed to do and not, procrastination kills dreams.
Yeah.
Like, stop procrastinating. That's why we're here today making this podcast.
Yeah, literally, just do it. Like,
be consistent at it. Do it. Be consistent at it. Don't procrastinate. I think that's a good place to end this.
No, wait, I know exactly where we're gonna end it, because we're gonna be doing this consistently, right? So, what's a business goal, personal goal? What is something you want to accomplish, like personally, physically, or what? Like, you want to finish the house, I would imagine, but that's gonna happen regardance. So, what's a goal?
I want to finish the house without running out of money. That's a huge goal. I want to have an office in the next month or two. Okay. Like I want to really, no matter if that's back here in Chula Vista or find a new location, I really want to start focusing on finding a house. Finding an office for Connect. And I mean, I have other goals outside. I have 3 listings right now. If anybody's looking for a house, let me know. I have 2 5-bedroom houses in South San Diego for $925. I got a new condo coming. I actually went on the market yesterday. $550 in Spring Valley, 2-bedroom, 3 baths. So those are my goals. I have to leave here and go to home inspection. So I got a lot of them.
Yeah. For me, personal, we all committed starting April 1st, 75 hard. So
lose your guys' burritos.
Obviously, I'm planning on giving it my all. I'm not sure how it's going to go because it is going to be difficult because I've never done something so extreme, but I'm okay to give it a call. And I'm pretty sure you guys are going to remind me to make sure I drink my water, read my book, two workouts a day.
45 minutes outside. That's
we have to Google like the exact rules. Yeah. And we have to stick to a diet.
We'll start a group chat with a picture of like the rules a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Just check it off for the day. And
we need to put that on the CRM to auto text us every day, like
a reminder.
Code it in.
Mark the water.
Yeah, mind drinking in the group message. Like, dude, put this in, and it can't be on WhatsApp.
He's an anti-WhatsApp. We have to start an iMessage group message.
Anybody else hate WhatsApp? Only
all of us. We grew up in the South. That's what everyone uses.
I like it because it connects to the laptop. You can share documents so quickly. So moving them from your phone or.
I don't have mine connected. I have my iMessage connected to the laptop.
Mm-hmm.
But
we need to update that. And then business wise, I mean, same thing is continue making relationships, continue going to the networking events. I am increasing my video outage, so I committed to doing at least 3 videos every week.
we need them. We need the videos. We need
So
the
you
videos.
guys are gonna see more. I'm actually right now. I'm trying out a new thing. I've never done this before. I'm using LinkedIn. I've had LinkedIn before from back in the days, but I've never posted. I never
need to do
done
that
anything
too.
recruiting. So I'm actually uploading my videos on LinkedIn, and I'm getting a lot of people reach out to me. So like, I don't know if it's a scam. I don't know if they're trying to recruit me, but I just feel like it's a platform that not too many people leverage. So I'm leveraging LinkedIn right now.
Oh, that's good.
Nice. So mine's gonna be, what's my goal, man? To focus on one. So like wherever I put my attention, it grows. So last year I indirectly kind of got lost in the weeds with the networking group and global tax. So now it's gonna be expanding that, and like I'm actually gonna be focusing a lot more on internal processes in the office. So making sure everything's flowing fluidly, because I can tell you guys that when I personally receive a new client or something like that, they will always see like the full vision of what I have for like how you're coordinating insurance with advisory with, because if you have everyone working separately, then one's just selling the insurance, just what's the cheapest or what's like, and then you don't even know what you have. The advisor's just taking your money and throwing it at the stock market, and the tax person's just telling you to write everything off because you're yelling at them, or they're telling you to just pay more in taxes so you just get a refund at the end. So if you coordinate it all properly, then everything's flowing, and then overall, like, we are creating real wealth for these clients, and I'm helping them grow personally, business-wise, and they're getting more houses. So business-wise, I want breaking down, so I'm learning. So I want to grow there. The 75 hard is going to help me hit my physical goals. So it's like, I'm not even worried about that. So it's just like, you guys, if you set up accountability systems instead of that, will make your life flow easier.
Yeah, physical goals. 75 hard is definitely one of them. I'm going to run a marathon, so I'm going to try to do the rock and roll marathon. So that put me on the list for that one. See you in.
I'll stick to 5Ks.
Well, we have the 5K coming up
half
too.
marathon with a beer.
We have the 5K coming up too. That we're going to do the National City 5K for the stroke survivors. We're going to be a sponsor of that. So last year we ran that together here at J Street. So we always sponsor a team. You guys want to come out and run? I think that's a good place to stop. Right? I think it's a good episode. We got good content, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to keep following along, remember to hit subscribe. Until next week, stay connected.
Superlander.